JF Stretford, Paddock, that's Joe Smith. This is Paddock Live, where we've just been seeing how loud we can make noises.
What's the loudest noise we could make? That's what we played, isn't it?
Yeah, except for producer Callum, who didn't join in. Anyway, never mind all that nonsense. We've got loads of stories to get through, including Cristiano Ronaldo.
Sticking his nose in.
Saying things, words and that, and comments about his team. We've got a Donny van der Beek story, we've got a Jude Bellingham story, we've got a Fabian Ruiz story, we've got a Denis Zakaria story. So we've got a few things to get through.
Got some big things.
Big things, major things. It's live, so get involved in the chat. Let us know what you think about all the latest news. Let us know what you think about Cristiano Ronaldo. We'll start with that, yeah?
Yeah.
He's done this interview for Sky. I don't want to dwell on it too much because Mac has spoken about it already today on the channel, but we'll just address it because it's still a hot topic on socials and what have you. He says there he slams mentality. You know, he's questioned the mentality, I think, or said about the mentality of some of his teammates. Said some of the younger players perhaps need to get advice from some of the older players like he used to at their age. Yeah. He's also said he's not here to finish sort of 7th or 8th. He wants to finish in the top 3 at least, which seems pretty reasonable. Yeah. What have you made of his comments?
I never quite know in these scenarios how these interviews are set up. Because as we know from trying to get former, current players, anyone of any note, it's difficult. We'll have to do it at this time. We'll have to do it when the results are good. We'll have to do it when this is happening. We'll have to, I'm in America and I'll come. It's not always as planned, and the timing isn't always as sort of calculated as things may seem. But Cristiano Ronaldo is Cristiano Ronaldo, and if he's doing an interview, he probably has some say in when that interview is. So I don't think it is a surprise that he comes out when the results haven't been great. I know we won against Villa, but the performance was pretty poor, and says what he has to say. And some of the stuff about changing around the mentality, changing around, like you said, about the younger players. When we were young, we used to go and speak to the older players, and then people don't seem to want to do that now. Like, there is a questioning and there is a calling out of, not directly, but a calling out of attitudes in general in the club. And this sort of goes along with what Luke Shaw was saying about, people, not everyone's pulling in the same direction, not everyone's doing the same thing, not everyone is as bothered as everyone else. And it's worrying, and it's really worrying because you can't have a club where, last season we finished 2nd. As much as that's not the aim, that is the 2nd best place you can finish in the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? That's stupid to say, but everyone except Man City finished behind United last season, and yet now we look like just any mid-table team. Yeah. Something has gone wrong, and the fact that we've seen, Luke Shaw, one of our best players last year, Ronaldo, probably our best player this season alongside De Gea, coming out and saying there are big problems here, or not big problems, but these are pretty big problems to be calling out, is a big worry. And you just think, is this going to fix it? I don't know, but it feels like he thinks this is all he can do. It's just it scares me. And we sat and we do podcasts and we do videos, and you go, can we have some good news? Can we be optimistic? Can we be excited? And it feels like every time you read the newspaper or look online, the answer to that question is no, you can't be optimistic.
Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, I'm kind of in the opinion, I'm not that bothered. I know that sounds weird because it's a Ronaldo interview is massive. And his comments, he carry a lot of weight to them, and he said some pretty heavy things. But I think they're quite obvious. He talks about giving Ralph Rangnick time.
That stuff. Yeah, good.
Yeah, which is true. He does need time. Spoke about how his respects for Ollie, and he was disappointed to see Ollie and Michael Carrick go. But that's football. That happens. Okay. Spoke about when he was 18, 19, perhaps talking to older players. I think there's an element of truth to that. I remember when he was 18, 19, he started at United. He was a very skillful player, but he got a lot of criticism. One-trick pony, one step over too many, goes down too easily, too lightweight, ain't going to make it in the Premier League. It seems crazy now, and you're quite lucky that Twitter wasn't around in 2003, so you can't go back and look at what was said, because there would have been a lot of those tweets going around. Whereas now we just sort of revere Ronaldo as this player who came to United and was mint straight away. And and we had a fantastic debut, but he wasn't. First 2 seasons, he didn't score a lot of goals at all. You look at his record, it wasn't that impressive. So
Nani's was far better for the first 100 games.
People show it, don't they? People say like, oh, look at Salah's first 100 games compared to Ronaldo's or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think you have to look at it. He's talking from experience. He's talking to someone that does strive for greatness and to be the very best, and he wants the best from his teammates. And I haven't got a problem with what he said personally. It doesn't feel to me like a player spitting his dummy out and calling his teammates.
I don't think he's spitting his dummy out.
I don't get that impression from it.
I think he's purposefully putting in little things of, come on lads, you've got to fucking put your ideas up here. I do think he's doing that.
As well, Joe, right? If you've got arguably the greatest player of all time, giving you this opportunity. You're not saying it's an opportunity now, but saying to you, right, come on, let's do this. We all need to be better, including me. Let's have it.
Yeah.
And your attitude towards that is he can jog on. Then you're never going to succeed. This is it now.
But talking about the young players then and saying how he used to want to get the advice and people aren't quite doing that as much now. Who can he be calling out there?
I don't like speculating.
But there's only a handful of players it can be.
Because people automatically start going, it's Mason Greenwood, isn't it?
Yeah.
You don't know that. And
No.
I heard a lot of rumours going around Mason Greenwood last summer that I won't repeat, that would turn out to be nonsense.
Yeah.
So unless you know, then it's just speculation. And Ronaldo might be saying, they're 18, 19. How many 18-year-olds have you even got on the books?
Yeah.
It's obviously not specifically means an 18-year-old.
No.
So he might, in his head, a young player might be someone who's like, Edison Cavani's younger than him. I know it's not Cavani.
It might be Wan-Bissaka
it
Rashford
could be anyone who's younger than him.
McTominay.
Yeah, it could be someone who's mid-20s. We don't know.
Yeah.
So it's easy to go, it's Greenwood or it's Rashford. You don't know that.
No.
So I'm loath to speculate. I just think that what he said makes sense to me because I've got eyes in my head and I can see what's going on the football pitch. I don't think Ronaldo is the problem. I think he's in a roundabout Cristiano Ronaldo way. He's trying to offer up a bit of a solution. And I think we've got to work on it. We've got to try and take it on face value and say, yeah, okay. I'm not saying you have to run to Ronaldo going, hey, what should I do? But let's try and work together like a team, like, a United team. So, yeah, we'll see how the players respond to it and whether he gets the reaction, or whether the fans get behind it, or whether the players get behind it, which is obviously more important. In terms of we need to see reaction from the players. The fans, I think, have had a little bit of stick recently, but we've been behind this team from day one. We need to see the teams coming together. P-Dog, who's been a member of the Academy for 13 months, says, grateful for you guys and the whole Stretford Paddock team. As things stand, who do you think is best placed to take over at the end of the season? It's a good question that I'll let you answer, Joe.
I just think it's between Ten Hag and Poch. As it stands, I can't see who else would get it, can you? Maybe Rangnick if we win the Champions League, but that looks so far from happening. Can you see it being anyone except them two?
I've always felt that it was going to be Ten Hag, right? I've always felt like last year or so I thought that makes a lot of sense. But there's this sneaky feeling that I just don't ever see us moving on from Pochettino until he's manager.
Me neither. That's what I mean. It's inevitable. I think
It's
at some point he will be.
He's obviously got allies in that boardroom who want him.
Yeah, definitely.
Like there's someone, not just Ed Woodward, who wants Maurizio
Might be
Pochettino.
Fergie.
Yeah,
That
it
is
might
just
be. It might
like
be.
it feels like it's someone who has got real weight.
He's a United manager.
Yeah.
He's the one who's going to get his team going. And he's the one who's the right man for that dugout. All those sort of things. So I just don't know. I'd rather see Ten Hag.
Best of both worlds.
Best of both worlds. Yes. Baldy, sexy Argentinian. But I know.
Hubba. You know what I mean?
But we'll have to wait and see because also it's a long season,
So when you were just putting the two together, so Baldy obviously Ten Hag.
Yeah.
Sexy, who was that? Ten Hag.
Pochettino, I always think he's quite suave.
Okay, and then Argentina.
Yeah, because he's quite. I don't know. He's got a bit about him, man. I'm not saying
Yeah.
he's the best looking guy, but he's got something about him. Man.
Sex appeal.
Yeah, he has. He
Yeah.
looks. I think actually a lot of people rate Poch because of how he looks in the dugout.
Yeah.
I do. I think like when he's there with his raincoat on and that, and he does look
and he often wears that black on black,
yeah,
like black
he
suit,
looks
black tie,
super
black
cool.
shirt.
Yeah,
and
when he kicks off with like referees and storms onto the pitch and that.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
I think he looks like the guy. You go, yeah, I like him.
Have another swig of that cough syrup, Jay. You've been getting this out of your pocket like someone in a brown paper bag on the streets of New York, swigging this cough syrup. Drank half a bottle.
It's non-drowsy for starts before anyone questions my
Looked on the back and what did it say about the dosage?
It said 2 times 5 millilitres, 4 times in the space of 24 hours.
5 millilitres is that. You've been swigging that.
I'm not.
Like it's
like
Pepsi Max
It's non-drowsy, so you can have a little bit more. It's all right. And before anyone asks, I've done all the tests. Before anyone asks if you got the Rona.
It's World Cup fast, so you can sit up past your bedtime.
Yeah.
It's non-drowsy, so you can have 2 or 3 bottles of it. It's fine.
Jay and Joe's adopted son Benjamin.
Hey up, Benjamin.
Jay calling Poch sexy is something I want to unhear. Joe Vallandingham says not Poch. Oh, sorry, John Vallandingham says not Poch, please. James Gillespie says, God bless Cavonia. Help my COVID not go mental.
Cavonia.
Yeah. Right, should we move on from Cristiano Ronaldo?
Go on then, if you dare.
Sick of talking about the same old players week in, week out. Let's talk about someone else. Donny van der Beek. Multiple even destinations possible. Wolves reported as a possible transfer destination. Newcastle and Dortmund both interested in a loan move for everyone's favourite Dutchman, Donny van der Beek.
Do you want to know why I want Donny van der Beek to leave Manchester United, Jay?
Because you're racist against white people.
That's it. That's it. Your turn.
Hey, send the buggers back, that's what he says whenever a player turns up from wherever.
The reason I want him to leave Manchester United and the reason I want Pogba to leave Manchester United is because I want to see who the fans latch on to next. I want to see who the next person that has to be playing is. I think it could go back to Eric Bailly. It could do. It could
I
be
think
Dalot
he'll go at the same time.
or Tellez.
Yeah.
Who's it going to be? Because there has to be one. It was Pogba for so long, and then people got actually a bit sick of Pogba, and it's like, general consensus is, if you're not going to sign a contract, you can leave. But Donny's still got, he got a play week in with Cal. Why aren't they playing him? They've got to find a place for him. He's such a talented player. When he leaves, Jay, who's it going to be? Surely it can't be Lingard.
It's got to be
Matic?
no, because they'll leave as well. Everyone's going to leave in the summer, or the players you've mentioned,
Yeah.
right?
It might be a new guy.
Yeah, it'll be someone who comes in as like, a £6 million, a Gallo type player.
What is the opposite of a scapegoat? Because that's what Donny van der Beek is, isn't it? He's been given all the credit for something he's never done. I don't know what the opposite of a scapegoat is, but Donny van der Beek is it. Here's the thing. Regardless of how much you like him, I think he's good. I think he probably has deserved more of a chance than he's got, but he also hasn't blown me away. Regardless of what you actually think of him, he just doesn't play for Man United. So it makes sense that someone who's young, that is, a valuable player still, I'm sure you get 25 plus million for him, would be sold at some point because he doesn't get a game. So why would we keep, it's just a waste of his time, potential money for United and, everyone's sort of bother.
I agree with all of that because, listen, I like Donny van der Beek. He seems like a decent lad. I've not seen a lot of him since he came for United. I've been saying this for 18 months, whatever it's been. I didn't see a lot of him at Ajax, saw a bit of him in the Champions League. He kind of impressed me. Looked like he fit into that system well and played some nice football. Alongside the likes of the kid who used to be at Southampton, was it Tadic?
Tadic.
Yeah, they had a good little team there, didn't they? Looking forward to when he got to United. Not seen enough of him. Doesn't look like it's going to have a happy ending. So if he is going to move on, which he looks like he is, then, and Dortmund are in for him, they're one of the destinations, could there be a deal where we say, all right, you can have Donny van der Beek and we'll give you, say, 60 million and we'll take Jude Bellingham off your hands?
How much do you think Jude Bellingham's worth?
100 mil.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you think he's that impressive?
I think he's a real deal, man, Jude Bellingham. What do you reckon?
I love the tone of that. I think it's the real deal, Jude Bellingham. And then
Bellingham.
just scoff some
will
sort
get
of
to your super
nondescript
chats in
hard
a minute.
sweet into your mouth, like a taxi driver.
No, it's a Locket or a Suva, whatever. Other brands are available.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Other lozenges are available.
I think he's a generational type.
Bellin.
What?
He's not called that. Jude Bellin.
You got Tourette's? Bellin! No! What were you even doing there?
I don't know what
were you trying to do?
I don't know.
Even if you had said Bellingham, why would you go, Bellingham? Let them go, Bellingham!
So,
what are you on about?
I don't know what I'm on about.
Right, if he does come to United, don't ever stand in the terraces shouting that,
Bellin! Bellin!
Who's he with?
Bellin.
Where's his carer? Right, Bellin. And then Carlos said, Bellin. What are you looking at? Bellin! What?
I just looked at the wall and shouted Bellin. And I don't know why. I think I'm so hot. I think he's good. I think he's really good for his age. The way he can command and control games, I think he's brilliant. I think 100 million is a hell of a lot for someone who's never really won out.
No, I'm scared for him to come on Trafford if you're around. Bloody hell.
Who's your player? Bellin. He'll win the Bellin door.
Ian Hamilton in the super chat says, we are going to talk midfield, no fancy names or imports from other leagues. As a Scotsman, I'm just throwing two names in there, Callum McGregor and John McGinn. Yes, I'm biased, but don't lack heart.
I mean, John McGinn was probably the best midfielder on the pitch about 4 days ago and might well be in 2 days' time, so...
Oh no, he's suspended.
Oh, is he? Okay,
Yeah.
well, he won't be in 2 days' time, but he certainly was good the other night. I don't know, I think it's not enough of an upgrade. I think if you're looking for Premier League proven midfielders, it would be Rice. But Bellingham, I definitely like Jude Bellingham.
I think United.
Where does he play?
Well, he's a midfielder, but he can play almost anywhere. I think he's been mainly used as a midfielder since he went to Dortmund, but at Birmingham he was all over the gaff. But I think United are in a situation now in the summer where we can go out, we can get rid of, if we're being brutal, maybe the likes of Donny van der Beek.
Yeah. We'll start from the back.
Yeah.
Henderson, one of the right backs can go, probably Dalot.
Yeah.
Probably Bailly, probably Jones, probably Matic, probably Mata, probably Van der Beek, probably Lingard, Cavani.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the first ones that spring to mind. Like, all of them can go.
Sorry, I'm not ignoring. I had a little list there and I can't find it. Oh yeah. So yeah, you've got. So sorry, you said somebody. So Wan-Bissaka, maybe Wan-Bissaka or Dalot, one of them.
Yeah,
you said
one of the two.
Yeah. Marta, Cavani, Diallo, Palestra, maybe on loan they go.
Yeah.
For a bit of money. Van der Beek, Bailly, Pogba, Lingard, Martial, Jones, just getting him off the wage bill.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at maybe bringing in like 120 million from those, plus another 30 million from the wages that you're going to save. That enables you to spend. Maybe you can go out and pay like 100 million for a Declan Rice.
Yeah, and there's this thing.
And still have another 80, 90, 100 million to spend.
There seems to be this general consensus that for some reason we have to be so self-deprecating as United fans. I know we haven't won much in the last 10 years, but one thing we have done, rightly or wrongly, and often wrongly, is spent big on players.
Yeah.
Like, United have got some of the most expensive. I think it's still the Premier League record, isn't it, Paul Pogba? Oh no, Jack Grealish broke it this summer.
Yeah.
But was the Premier League record for 5 years. Like, we spent a lot of money on Lukaku, Di Maria, Maguire. Like, I mean, Ronaldo's not a big money signing, but he's a huge player. Varane the same. Like, we do get big players. We do spend big money.
It's like people say,
Sancho,
we won't spend 100
million.
million on Declan Rice. Why? Because spending 20 million more than we spent on Harry Maguire is just beyond the realms of possibility.
People always
or
forget.
11 million more than we spent on Paul Pogba 7 years ago.
That's the thing. People seem to think that, well, United won't go. Why would they come anyway? First thing is the thing. People want to come to United still. They just do. And United do spend big money.
Do you know that
no matter how much you want to pretend they don't.
United thing, right? Yaya Toure literally won the Champions League and went and signed for Manchester City, who haven't won a trophy in 33 years.
Exactly.
Like, and Balotelli signed for City, didn't even know who they were.
Yeah.
Players will go to a club that pays them a lot of money.
Yeah.
Let alone
Fabinho,
a club
same
like
thing.
let alone a club like Manchester United, who are one of the biggest clubs in the world. You play in front of 76,000 fans every week.
Yeah,
everyone's heard of him. Everyone knows who you are.
Yeah.
Your profile gets raised anyway.
And you're playing with Rashford and Bruno and Ronaldo and Varane.
It's not like you're joining Altrincham. No. Do you know what I mean? Like this whole thing of, what come here. Well, they would. And pretty much every time we've gone for someone, and we've been willing to pay the money that's necessary, we've got him. Yeah. We wanted Pogba, we got him. We wanted Maguire, we got him. All right, we paid a lot more than probably we should have done. We wanted Lukaku, we got him. Di Maria, we got him. Di Maria won the Champions League at Real Madrid, didn't he? Came here.
He was the man of the match in the Champions League final about 3 months before he joined United.
So this idea they won't come in, they will. Because I know this is, whisper it quietly, but footballers tend to go where they paid a lot of money as well. Yeah. And United pay a lot of money in wages. I don't know if you read that one. So this idea they won't come on with your brother. We will. Gary says, let's get 15 million for Maguire this summer. Come on. Let's not be too harsh on Harry Maguire.
Too harsh.
Let's stay with him. I still think there's
Bellingham.
possibility. Anyway, Joe.
Yeah.
Oh no, I've jumped the gun here. Sorry.
No, go on, do it.
Go on. Right.
Do it. Jump my gun.
Yes. Happy New Year's from our friends over at Manscaped.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. The ball has officially dropped, but that does not mean that you have to drop the ball on your balls.
Nice.
It's time you bring sexy back in 2022 and step up your game with Manscaped TM Performance Package 4.0. Join the 4 million, that's 4 million, right? A 4 with 6 zeros, 100%. Men worldwide who trust Manscaped to help them ring in the new year with the right tools for the job. Yeah. Now, if you go to manscaped.com and use the code Paddock Live, you get 20% off and free shipping. Yeah. It's a new year, new you, and a new you means no pubes. Hey, as a rapper, I didn't even know.
Or just less pubes.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Fewer pubes.
Yeah,
it's
sorry. Joe.
Yeah.
Fewer
What is
pubes.
it they say? Fewer strawberries, less cream.
What does that mean?
Like, if you're saying,
is it
like, liquid, for example, milk, you don't say I've got fewer milk in my bottle.
I got fewer milk!
Well, you might, because you stand shouting Bellingham at the wall.
Here's the thing, right?
Go on.
My nuts haven't been the same ever since Manscaped came into my life. Because people don't know, I know you might hear it all the time, Manscaped just helps you trim your balls and your knob.
Yeah, but you say it like, it revolutionises your experience of trimming your balls.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got the Lawnmower 4.0. Yeah. You've got the 4000K LED.
Yeah.
Yeah, spotlight that will shine a light to the promised land.
Your arsehole.
Well, different promises for different needs. It's also time to freshen up down there. You've got the crop preserver.
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's like a deodorant.
Anti-chafing ball deodorant.
How is anti-chafing? She all right? She had a fall over Christmas, didn't she?
She did, but we've strapped her up. She's okay.
Good lass.
You get the moisturiser, and you already put deodorant on your armpits. So why not put deodorant on the smelliest part of your
On
body?
your farm pit.
Exactly. So start the new year with a fresh set of testes, thanks to manscaped.com.
Yeah.
And don't forget, with all that, you get the refined cologne, which offers a light yet masculine pleasing fragrance. And I'm not just reading that, I'm making it up. 20% off, free shipping, code Paddock Live. Your balls will thank you. 20% off, link in the description, and all that jazz.
Bring the thing up.
The thing!
Thing!
Where is it?
Paddock Live, 20% off and free shipping. Your balls will thank you.
What were you waiting for in there?
He's shaving his balls.
You
He's
what?
shaving his balls.
What were you doing? Making notes.
Making notes. Just is
Burn
that,
them notes.
How do we do it?
Yeah.
How do I shave them? Bend over in
What's
mirror.
our pubes? Right.
Ask mum what pubes means.
Is it what I pissed off? Right, anyway, enough of that. Let's move on.
You pissed out of your bedroom window, you told me. Is that still
Not
true?
since the court order.
Oh, really? Oh, you had to do that once.
What, piss out your bedroom window?
Here's what happened.
Yeah, go
So I woke up in the night, thought, I need a wee.
Yeah.
Went to open my door handle.
Yeah.
The handle had broke.
Bloody handles.
One of them where the inside, so the outside is like this, and the inside is this. You go to this, and the outside just isn't moving. I was like, I need a wee. Didn't have any bottle receptacle. So on the 5th floor, opened the thing, knelt on the windowsill, closed the curtains just round the chap, and had to piss off the 5th floor. And my window is above the door to the apartment.
So you're pissing on the entrance to the apartment?
Yeah.
So someone who's walking in or out of the apartment was getting covered in Joe's piss.
Yeah, 4 a.m.
Lucky bastards.
Right, who's next?
Farouk Al Mahood says, Alanga cameo better than Rashford's look this season. Rashford, it's been a massive talking point. I know that, I get it, I understand it, but we'll wait and see what happens and how Ralph Rangnick's going to deal with that one.
Yeah. And if you haven't seen it, watch Man and Jay's video on Rashford as well.
Yeah, me and you have a little bit of a chat. Not a debate, just a chat about it, man. We can get back. Is Mojo back?
Eating a sweet, are you?
It's
very much at the forefront of that sentence, wasn't it?
It's a soother,
Is
or
it?
a soothing type lozenge.
good lozenge.
Fabian Ruiz.
Yes.
Yeah, you like him, don't you?
Yeah, I do like him actually.
Yeah, there's a story doing the rounds here that United are in pole position to sign Napoli midfielder this summer, according to reports in Italy. The links come amid suggestions that United have fallen behind their Premier League rivals in the chase for West Ham's Declan Rice. Would you have Fabian Ruiz if we don't get Declan?
No, not really. He's all right. He seems to be one of those sort of mainstays, one of those like established players who does well for them, but never really goes to that next level. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I haven't seen tons of him, to be honest. But what I have seen, what I've read about him, I don't think he's the quality to really take United to the next level. And as far as I'm aware, he's another one who's a bit more of a sort of box-to-box central midfielder rather than...
We don't need another Fred McTominay, who's probably... Do you know what? And people won't like this, but he's probably not even as good as them.
Yeah.
He might, it might be a similar level.
Yeah.
But like, is that going to solve our problems?
No.
No. DB Cooper says, Jay, may I please be informed of your lozenge flavour? Because you asked so nicely. You can. It's, I don't know, purple.
Blackcurrant, innit?
Blackcurrant, yeah. Jarvis Cocker says, we should sign McGinn. Extremely underrated. You're the second person who said that tonight. Would Villa sell him, though? I don't think so.
You don't?
They're snapping up players left, right and centre in a minute.
Yeah, that's true.
Buying Lucas Digne, Felipe Coutinho.
Yeah.
Hey, Steven Gerrard turning around in front of the Old Trafford dugout. Hey, no one's done that before.
Yeah.
Hey, well done, Steve. That's amazing. That
So
you showed
cool,
us
wasn't
as we
it?
knocked you out of the FA Cup, you absolute whopper. Right, let's move on to someone else. Denis Zakaria.
Oh, here we go.
Hey, I like this guy.
The man who you boo-booed yesterday on the podcast.
Right, can I be honest with you?
Go on.
This kid,
Yeah.
and he's not even a kid, he's 25 in there.
Yeah.
Right, he's at Mönchengladbach, yeah, which is nothing wrong with that. It's fine.
No,
Yeah,
see.
okay. I didn't want you here, but you're here now, so, well done. Welcome. He's 25.
Yeah.
Apparently he's available for pennies because his contract's out in the summer.
Yeah.
Just a few red flags flying up for me there, Joe.
Go on then.
Like,
Is one of them the... Is it Swiss flag? He's Swiss, isn't he?
is he... Well, yeah. Well, they're very nice, yeah. He is. So,
There's a red flag for you.
yeah, he's Swiss.
That's a joke of the show so far. That Callum's laughing.
Yeah.
You like that one? Yeah. Good lad.
He's still Googling what pubes are.
No, he's found it. He's found it now.
So, plays for Mönchengladbach. Not always playing for Mönchengladbach as well. It's not like he's got a record where he's played every game. He played 32 games last season in all comps and 31 the season before, and he's played 10 in all comps this season. So he's in and around the team. 25, he's available for pennies.
Yeah.
Why? Have we just stumbled across the bargain of the century? He's absolutely bossing the Bundesliga, but no one else has gone in for. Mönchengladbach haven't signed him down and doesn't even get a game every week, but he's still mustard. Or is he just a good midfielder?
You put together a few decent points there, Jay.
I mean, I don't know. People might get in the chat now and go, Jay, you never watched...
Injuries, he's their best player.
But, someone's saying that Pawan2195 is amazing on FIFA.
He is amazing on FIFA.
Like, this kid, right, the argument you were making, and it was a valid one, was it's so cheap, it's worth a punt.
Yeah.
We're overstacked with players that aren't good enough.
True.
We're just bringing in, a £5 million player who's going to, sit on the bench next to Donny van der Beek. And then there's your new Van der Beek FC. It'll be Zakaria when he's not getting a kick.
Yeah.
When the manager buys him and goes, there's a reason this kid was $5 million.
Yeah.
He's fucking terrible.
And it's weird, because even someone like Thomas Partey, who was defensive midfielder, one of the most highly rated in Europe, let alone someone who's, playing most weeks for Mönchengladbach, he's come in and been okay at Arsenal. He's not been...
I was gutted to win a game.
Yeah, me too. And he's not been one of the best players in the league like people were saying he would.
No.
I know he's had a lot of injury problems and stuff, but it's a different level playing in the Premier League. I know it's a bit Brexit to say that, but there's been too many footballers come out and say the intensity was different, it was faster, it was like... That just it seems to be the case, doesn't it? That the Premier League is a difficult league to play in. And it's not necessarily that he's going to.
He's the type of player that if we didn't get him, or if we don't buy him, he could end up going to somewhere like Burnley.
Yeah.
And you'll go, that was a kid we were in for, innit?
Yeah.
He was out Burnley, finished 19th.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, he might be a very good player, I just don't feel like it's a risk worth taking, because I feel even though his price isn't a lot, it's another player who isn't that highly rated in terms of world classness, and he's 25, so it's not like he's a child. And there's a good chance he'll just sit on the bench.
I like how you picked me up on less or fewer, and you've just said world classness.
World classness is a word. Look it up. Yeah. It's a word I just invented.
Yeah, and he could easily be worse than Matic.
Yeah, he could. Listen, if we get him, you can clip this up, and if he proves me wrong, I'll be happy if he comes and he's mint for £5 million, especially. Not because I care about saving the Glazers money, but it might free up some funds elsewhere. But I just don't see it. I think there's a reason no one else is really in for this lad. And
one of the things as well that from reading about him is one of the criticisms of him in recent seasons has been his consistency, which is we're stacked out for players who can be brilliant
what's
on
his
their day.
Preferred position? Is he a DM?
He can play as a DM, he's decent box to box, and he can play centre-back as well.
I mean, that's,
kind of what we need.
A utility. Yeah. If anyone cares, I know it was like 20 minutes ago, the Scousers have drawn with Arsenal in the first leg of the Carabao Cup
0-0.
Semi-final.
See, watching that, we obviously missed the last 20 minutes. Yeah. Liverpool looked like they probably weren't going to score in that, even though Arsenal only had 10 men. Arsenal love that. 0-0 away, they probably would have taken anyway. Yeah. Let alone the fact that they were down to 10 men for 66 minutes.
Should we move on?
Yeah.
Tariq
Lamptey.
United have been linked with him.
He's got a little moustache.
Yeah, he's a good player. We had this the other day on the news. He's a good player. 30 million, United's 30 million valuation, he's 10 million short, which I think is about right. I think you are going to end up paying about 40 million quid for him. I think he's, 21, 22, has 2 good seasons in the Premier League. Probably is an upgrade on Wan-Bissaka and Delo. Only issue I've got with this is if Ethan Laird progresses the way we expect him to, or looks like he could do.
Yeah, that does say Mönchengladbach's Tariq Lamptey, which is incorrect.
No, that's not. He's from Brighton.
He's from Brighton. This is just Mönchengladbach on the brain. Tariq Lamptey, yeah, he's a good player, but 40 million. You just pay 40 million for everyone, don't you? Yeah. You pay 40 million no matter who they are. If they're a first team player for any team,
big up Solo. Good to see you again.
40 million quid.
Yeah, I agree. Let's move on because that is burning my eyes out as well. That Mönchengladbach thing. Eric Bailly from Mönchengladbach apparently. Oh no, he's from United. So Sky Sports report that Bailly will stay at United this month despite interest from Serie A side AC Milan. I mean, I love Eric Bailly, right? Yeah. As box office. He's funny, he's entertaining, he is a good defender. I don't panic when he's in the team. He just never gets a consistent run. He just never gets 10 games, one after the other. And you might scoff at Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof and all them lot, but they play every week. Harry Maguire, I know he got some injuries, but Harry Maguire played 75 games on a spin. Victor Lindelof played something like 50 games on a spin.
It's a club record, isn't it, Maguire?
Yeah, like Victor Lindelof played like 47 out of 50 games or whatever. it took him 4 seasons to reach 100.
Yeah.
Like, you can't rely on a centre-back who's out of the team constantly. And it's not just because he's dropped, it's because a lot of his injuries. And it all goes back to me, back to the same thing, sorry, with me. If they don't want to be here, they literally say, I've had enough now, I want to go. Even if it's, the GOAT, let him go.
Who's Rashford?
Welbeck.
Oh, sorry. Welbeck. He's not going in January because we ain't got enough centre backs. Like he's played enough this year for us to know we probably need him.
Will Brazier says no, Jude.
But there's no reason for him to stay after that, is there?
No.
Why didn't he want us to get Jude Bellingham?
He's Birmingham, innit?
Yeah, but he's not going to go back there.
They've retired his number.
Wouldn't you rather? Wouldn't you rather he played for Manchester United than Dortmund?
Yeah, and then,
because you might. Here's the thing: if he moves to Man United, you might see him on a night out.
Well, you might see him here with us.
That's what I'm saying.
On the watch.
You're not going to bump into him in Dortmund.
Yeah.
You might bump into him in Manchester or Birmingham.
If you actually, an England fan like you say you are, and you want what's best for your country, you'd want him to come here.
Oh, bloody hell. Never seen you like that. We're all Britannia. I wonder why you had those Union Jack trousers on. I thought you were doing an Ian Poulter impression.
I hate Ian Poulter. Oh, no, it's not. It's Lee Westwood I hate.
Give him his royal name back. What's that? Who's that about?
Listen.
Innocent till proven guilty, it says on there.
You know what I mean? Prince Andrew's word. It's good enough for me. Says he was in Pizza in Woking. Pizza Express, sorry.
One of the two.
And just because people don't remember him being there, don't mean he's lying.
He might have said he was in a Pizza Express, but the dominoes are falling, aren't they?
Hey!
Cheers, everyone.
If any pizza-based...
Pizza-based, there's one.
Goods are interested in sponsorship, we are listening to offers. Yeah. We'll wrap it up there anyway before, we all get driven down a tunnel in Paris and shot. Joe Smith, where can people find you?
Probably in hiding after that comment. In the Witness Protection Programme north of Canada. Jesus Christ.
I'll be back tomorrow with Steve House'sbury. I'll be back in the morning with the news as well.
Preview coming out tomorrow as well.
Yes, we've got the Villa preview where we're going to take it to Steve and Gerard's Aston Villa.
Yeah.
I think, I'm just want to check I've not missed any of those super chats because it was going a bit...
Hit the subscribe button if you are subscribed.
Samuel Sutherland, who's been a member for 14 months, says we should go for Rudiger and Neves, in my honest opinion. Or in my opinion, sorry.
Neves I'd like.
Neves, I'm on the fence with. Rudiger would be a good signing, but I don't know. I think he'd probably want about 200, well, saying that we pay that for most people, don't we? 250, 300k a week, so it's not beyond the realms of possibility. We'll have to wait and see what happens with that one because he doesn't seem like he wants out of Chelsea. And I don't know, he's a bit weird, Rudiger. He's got a bit of the touch of the Eric Bailly's about him. But he plays a lot more.
But he can be world class for 10 games in a row and then shit for 5.
Yeah. So I won't be against that. I just don't really see it happening. Yep. Yes, thanks for all the support. Make sure you are subscribing, liking and sharing. That's been Joe. I've been Jay. This has been Paddock Live. Boom!
Bellum!
Thanks for watching.